Welcome to today's deep dive. I mean, if you're listening to this podcast right now, you probably have like a goal you're currently chasing.
Right, absolutely. I think we all do.
Right. And today we're unpacking a spiritual reflection document called Day 33, and it's completely centered on this idea of the blessing of contentment.
Which is such a tough concept to actually practice.
It really is. Our mission today is to figure out why we constantly postpone our own happiness. Like that endless trap of saying, I'll be happy when I get a better job, or I'll be happy when I find the right person.
Yeah, that cycle actually has a name in psychology. It's called the arrival fallacy.
The arrival fallacy.
Yeah, it's basically this illusion that once we reach a specific goal, we'll finally just, experience lasting happiness.
We don't.
Exactly, because the human brain's reward circuitry is wired to keep us striving. So the goalposts, they just always move.
Which makes the main historical example in this text so wild. It talks about the Apostle Paul writing about finding the secret of being content in any and every situation.
Yeah.
But he was in a literal Roman prison when he wrote that.
Right, not a palace, a prison cell,
Yeah.
which is just so disruptive to our modern mindset.
It really is. But, I mean, how does the text explain that paradox? Because, to be honest, contentment usually just sounds like giving up.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Like, if you're stuck in a bad situation, isn't being content just lying to yourself?
Well, the text clarifies that contentment doesn't mean you just, stop dreaming or praying for better things to happen.
Oh, okay. So what is it then?
The underlying mechanism is a complete shift in perspective. It's about learning to be grateful while you wait.
While you wait. I like that.
Right, so if you view your daily life as a series of gifts, rather than these baseline requirements that have to be met before you're allowed to feel joy, your present moment suddenly has immense value. You stop living in this hypothetical future.
So if we aren't finding this contentment internally, like if we're still trapped in that arrival fallacy, where does all that anxious energy go? Do we just dump it on the people around us?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where the lack of contentment becomes destructive.
Interesting.
The source argues that this habit of seeking external fixes for internal emptiness, it fundamentally damages how we connect with others.
Because we're expecting too much from them.
Exactly. The text states that no human relationship was ever designed to carry the immense responsibility of solving your loneliness or bringing you lasting fulfillment.
Wow.
Yeah, in this theological framework, only God can satisfy those really deep human needs.
I mean, I have to push back here a little bit. Modern culture is entirely built around finding your other half to complete you.
Oh, everywhere you look, yeah. Movies, music, everything.
Right. So if we aren't supposed to look to our partners or our friends to fulfill us, aren't we basically just lowering our standards for relationships? It almost sounds like the text is saying, expect nothing from the people you love.
Well, it's not about lowering standards, but shifting the foundational purpose of the relationship.
How so?
The logic is that when a person believes Christ is enough for their core fulfillment, they enter into relationships from a place of abundance.
Not desperation.
Exactly. You're no longer demanding the other person fix you. You're sharing a life, not extracting a cure.
It makes me think of trying to power a whole house with a single AA battery.
Well, that's a great analogy.
Right, because the battery wasn't designed for that massive load, and eventually it just leaks or bursts under the pressure.
That perfectly captures it. And the text warns against another trap that causes relationships to burst under pressure, which is comparison.
Oh, the comparison trap.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
It is. When we feel incomplete, we tend to look around to see who has what we lack. We look at everyone else's highlight reels.
Which is just a terrible strategy. I mean, it's like trying to read someone else's map to navigate your own city.
Yeah, you're going to get completely lost.
You unfairly compare your own hidden struggles to someone else's outward success, and yeah, you end up totally lost.
And it blinds you to your own reality. The text suggests that God has written a unique story for every individual, so looking sideways at what someone else possesses, it just distracts you from the actual work being done in your own life right now.
That makes a lot of sense. So the text wraps up with a very specific today's action, right?
It does.
Yeah.
It challenges you to make a gratitude list, but with a really strict rule.
Okay, what's the rule?
You have to write down 10 highly specific blessings that you normally overlook.
So not just general stuff.
Right, not just, I'm thankful for my family or my health. Specificity is what makes this effective.
Because generalities don't really change how we think.
Exactly, they don't disrupt our habitual thought patterns. But when you force your brain to identify granular details like, I don't know, the exact temperature of your morning coffee, or a surprisingly kind email from a coworker, You are actively rewiring your focus toward the present moment.
You're giving your brain tangible evidence that good things are happening right now.
Yes. And the second part of the action takes it a step further.
What's that?
You have to tell one person today why you are grateful for having them in your life.
I love that. It takes that internal contentment and just turns it outward.
Finding peace in the present tense.
Yeah. So the overarching principle in this guidebook is pretty clear. True contentment isn't about having everything you want. It's about trusting the one who knows exactly what you need for today.
Beautifully said.
We want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. Think back to that "I'll be happy when" trap we talked about earlier.
The arrival fallacy.
Right. If every future goal you are currently chasing just vanished tomorrow, what is one easily overlooked blessing in your life right now that would still make you feel entirely whole?